Goat versus fish. Countdown to WillyTown Fest.
No, you're going to come in the bottom, just up to the top. Me, I like to keep my inputs on the same side.
Calicut celebration. Celebration, Calicut, celebration. The countdown to WillyTown Fest. Count on down to WillyTown. It's verses. The countdown is verses. Rasta Dad, celebration for Goat, celebration for Goat. Goat is ready for WillyTown Fest. Whirly Ed, celebration, celebration. Celebration for WillyTown Fest. We are counting down the verses. We are counting down the verses to WillyTown Fest. Goat versus fish. Prepared for verses. Prepared for verses. We've got goat. We've got fish. And gauze salutation. And gauze salutation. Looking goat versus fish. Fulioso celebration. Looking very verses. Goat versus fish is looking very verses. Look how verses. Goat versus fish is looking this verses. Wow. Wow, hey, goat versus fish. That's a nice verses you have on there, goat versus fish. Yes. Yes, it's a lovely verses. It's a lovely verses. If only it were a little more goat versus fish. If only it were just a little more goat versus fish. Surely we can make it a little more goat versus fish. There will come a versus. But for now, we can definitely make it more goat versus fish by just a little goat versus fish. Just a little goat versus fish. Smoking a little versus, smoking a little goat versus fish. Countdown to WillyTown Fest! Listen, when you're a goat versus fish, you have to have special verses. We are prepared, we are prepared. We are prepared. Amazon false verses. That Bezo and Fensitter wouldn't be able to provide such an amazing verses for goat versus fish. Custom verses, custom goat versus fish verses. Puff Puff versus. Puff Puff versus says. Goat versus fish. We are going to increase. Well, let us see. Who says this? Goat versus fish. Rain Felicia. Puff Puff versus. Rain Felicia. Puff Puff versus. Oh, we will be prepared. We will be prepared. Goat. Infinite Skyline 86 Goat. Let's look at the Infinite Skyline. It's the Infinite Skyline. Yax chillin', welcome back to the verses. Infinite Skyline Goat. WillyTown Fest. It's coming. WillyTown Fest is coming. We are trying to remove these from the place.
Say what?
Goat versus fish. We've got. In that versus, we have goat versus fish. Guitar of goat versus fish, just under the verses, just there.
Yeah, it's cool. It's in the case under there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Celebration.
Those didn't have any cases, so they're just in the way.
Goat versus fish is not in the way. Just in case you are wondering.
No, I was gonna strap the rack to the neck.
Now look at this versus. Look at this. Imagine if that just said goat versus fish.
Yeah, I mean, you never know. They never sell for sale.
Next WillyTown Fest, we will get all of that to say goat versus fish. It's Ralph Mouth the Fish. It's Goat Adam. It's Anonymous Boobs Fish. It's Glass Moon Man Goat. Far away. Preparation. Look how the verses is coming along. Look how the verses of WillyTown Fest is coming along. Oh, it's a verses. 80s rocker chick with the fish. Yo, Hugh Johnson, yo! Hugh Johnson, yo! Let's have a look behind the verses of WillyTown Fest. Behind the verses of the preparation of WillyTown Fest. Here you can see. Here they can projection whatever they wish. They can have it say goat. They can have it say fish. They can have it say glow stick Willy. They can have it say goat versus fish. You go behind the verses. Watch your verses. Watch your fins and hooves. And look at this! Oh! Gold versus fish. Power signal. Which is goat? Which is fish? Which is goat? Which is fish? There's the judge. There's Shrimpy Moo. There's Shrimpy Moo. High stress versus. Organization. There's Shrimpy Moo. Navigation. Being like you over there. Try that versus. You over there. Do this versus. And some verses it even takes the fence and it's like. Ratchet and fence. Greetings, Buffalo Knot, 80s rocker chick, Shrimpy Moo. I don't want to hear about it right now. I got a lot of my brain. I got red corn on the brain now. We're gonna have a great show, WillyTown, yeah. Okay, Shrimpy Moo. Woot, Yaxchillin, woot. It's that shrimp. Glowstick Willy is looking for volunteers. To help set up WillyTown Fest. If you are interested in volunteering for WillyTown Fest, mention it in chat. And checking out the Facebook post of Ralph Mouth the Fish. Ralph Mouth the Fish has a Facebooking post saying, looking for volunteers for WillyTown Fest. It could be you. Head on down to Willystown. Yes, communication with one another. As you can see, critical verses happening now.
What's up, Burger King? What the fuck is going on, Burger King?
Well, what did you call
You look
us?
like fucking Burger King here, man, with the goddamn fucking whatever the fuck that is on your head.
And you look like a fence sitter that will never choose goat or fish.
I won't choose you one of them motherfuckers.
You hear this verses?
No more goat, no more fish.
We do not come to you and call you some verses. You call us
man.
Burger King. You will not call us what we wish. You refuse to call us what we wish.
What are you, a goat or a fish? What the fuck is that supposed to be, man?
I'm goat versus fish. I'm goat versus fish. You can see the verses between the goat and the fish.
What's that supposed to be?
Well, it's supposed to mean goat versus fish. It is a false question. The question is, are you goat or fish?
I ain't either one.
Fence sitter! Fence sitter!
You streaming right now?
Yes.
Alright. So you're goat versus fish, huh?
I am goat versus fish.
Alright.
Master of celebrations of
I thought
WillyTown
you might have
Fest.
been Burger King versus McDonald's or some shit, man.
Oh, that would be a false versus. That would be a totally false
That's what
versus.
it looks like, Burger King versus McDonald's.
Listen, Burger King has some kind of beef with goat versus fish. We do not contemplate on why Burger King is so obsessed with emulating goat versus fish.
Fuck if I know, dude.
We do not know. We do not know either.
No.
Maybe you're Burger King. Have you ever thought about that?
Could be.
They need what else?
Here we have RV
And
only.
and
Notice how the R and the V are both in verses. You can't spell RV without VR. You can't spell verses without RV. Verses only.
Yeah.
Only verses. Only goat versus fish.
There you go.
You will not be the first and not the last to call goat versus fish Burger King. We assure you of this.
Alright. Where are you from? Where are you from?
Goat versus fish. We have traveled from Los Angeles just to be here.
You come all the way from LA to be here?
Oh yes, they invited goat versus fish, and we said we shall go. We shall spread the verses at WillyTown Fest. We will be the master of celebrations.
Fuck. This is this character, man. You hear this guy got no fucking old Burger King over here, man.
Burger King.
Yeah.
Oh, not you, goat. You're not calling goat versus fish by that false verses, are you?
I'm not.
Celebration. Celebration. Celebration for goat! See, we celebrate goat here in the verses.
Again, we eat goats around here.
You can eat the
We
goat.
eat goddamn goats around here, man.
You do.
Hell yeah, we eat them. Shit.
Do you eat fish?
Fish? Hell yeah, we eat fish. Fish, goat, fuck.
Consume the
Horse,
goat, consume the fish.
Every once in a while, a few dogs. You know,
Wow.
you know, fuck.
How about these dogs? Are these dogs tired?
Oh yeah, they're tired. They're tired. We're out, man. We're out.
Thank you for speaking with goat versus fish. Bands only. Oh no, goat versus fish needs to have a band in order to be here. What are we going to do? Oh, we'll get Glow Stick Willie to be our band, yes. They've always wanted to. Goatfish Willie! We hear that Goatfish Willie at WillyTown is looking for more volunteers.
We do need volunteers. I think they said we need anywhere from like 7 to 13 volunteers. So if you live in the Dayton area, hit up, who do we have to hit up again?
We heard it was called Mama Moon Crash.
Ah, yeah, hit up Mama Moon Crash. I don't know how the hell they want to get a how would they get a hold of her?
Well, we hear that Shrimpy Mo and Ralph Malf on their Book of Faces have both made a post about this, so you could check the Book of Faces.
I got an idea. Hold on. I'm
Yes.
gonna post. Can I post links in your chat?
Yes.
I'm gonna post.
No.
The,
No, you're not a mod. You
Oh.
can't.
Yeah.
I'll send you the link then.
Why don't you send it to, message the link to Wow Mom, that's W0WMOM.
Okay.
Wow Mom modification, the judge fish is going to send you a link.
Let me try
And we want
to
you,
find-
and it will say WillyTown volunteers
trying
wanted.
to find the volunteer.
Check Ralph Mouth. Shrimpy Mo told
Hold on, I know how we can
Ralph
do it.
Mouth the
Check
fish.
this. Here, check this versus.
We're going to check a versus. We're going to check a versus.
We're gonna go to Glow Stick Willie on
Glow Stick Willie, Yak's chillin'. I don't live there.
Twitch, and then we're gonna go to
You're hearing
chat.
versus.
Go to exclamation point volunteer. Come on, work.
Goat versus fish.
Come on. There it is. All right.
We have the link. The link is coming. We're sending it to Wow Mom.
Copy message. Now
Yes.
let me go to.
Wow Mom, you shall receive the message. It's modification. And then what? Then you post it in chat.
And that's the link for the fill out the form if you want to volunteer.
So, Wow Mom, you will get a link. You will get a link soon in your whispers. And then then when you post it, post the whole verses. Post when you send the message to W0WMom. To Wow Mom, say it like volunteers needed at WillyTown Fest in Troy, Ohio. Apply here, and then the link.
Have her post in chat real fast.
Wow, Mom, post in Goat vs. Fish chat. It is W0WMOM. Wow, Mom, say a verses. Say a verses. Please! Please! Aces, Infinite Skyline 86. We're doing the work of the verses of the Master of Celebrations. Welcome to Goat vs. Fish. Welcome to Goat vs. Fish. Yes, we assure you, you can just go to your whispers. We promise you, W0WMOM.
I'll just do that. Oh, start a new whisper.
Yes.
W-O's, wow.
W0W.
Okay, W0W.
MOM. There's the verses. Wow, Mom. And send a verses like WillyTown needs. Ah, yes.
There you go.
Okay, celebration!
Cool.
Celebration! Wow, Mom, keep track of this verses and get ready to post it whenever you wish. Whenever you wish. Volunteers needed at WillyTown Fest. You heard it from the judge. You heard it from the judge.
Guess what I do that?
Yeah. 1:30 if you want to help me.
Wasted Height says, welcome fellow goats and fishes. Pick one already, fence sitters. We agree with that verses. It's true. It's true.
But anyway.
Infinite Skyline, I want to give Goat vs. Fish a hug. Okay. Thank you for hugging Goat vs. Fish. Mom is Goat. Wow, Mom, you should have a message. You should have a message in your whispers now to post. To post in the chat. Let's have a look. Beautiful verses. Beautiful verses. It's the land of Goat. Celebration for Goat. It's who's out here in the field of Goat? Why? It's Glass Moon Man, the Goat.
Hey. Hi.
Hi, Glass Moon Man Goat. So what's the verses?
Getting my home set up.
Getting.
My pen, my corral, my homestead.
Celebration, celebration. We hear that you might have some special preparations for the mighty verses.
Yes, there's a few things that are in here. Yeah. A couple things. Oh, it's a mess.
Oh, it's a homely goat.
It's a mess.
And let's check out that verses. You got Glow Stick Willy. You're wearing a Glow Stick Willy. Shout out Glass Moon Man.
I did find this for a little bit of signage.
Ah, yes, this could be a sign of Goat versus Fish. Yes, that would make a mighty versus.
That was the only thing I found for you to start with.
Oh, this will be a mighty versus. It will say Goat versus Fish. This will say Goat versus Fish. And this, and this should also say Goat versus Fish.
Well, go right ahead.
This should also say Goat versus Fish.
Goat right ahead.
Living life in Goat versus Fish means that life goes at an infinite pace. True. The Moon Cocoon! Shouts to the Moon Cocoon's peoples. Listen, we've got... Who are Goat or Fish? The people are Goat or Fish. So we've got a few verses waiting. First, we have to get Wow Mom to post that verses. Wow Mom, you can post that verses like anytime you see new verses in chat, post that verses. You see it in chat. Fill out the form to volunteer at WillyTown Fest. Fill out the form to volunteers at WillyTown Fest. They want you, Goat and Fish, to volunteers. They want you. Did that link work? Someone in chat, click on the link and let's get confirmation. And after that verses, we want to shout out Glass Moon Man, and after that verses, we want to shout out Moon Cocoon, the Moon Cocoon. The Moon Cocoon was banned from Twitch several verses ago, but they're back. We want to help them get their followers. So we shout them out. They support Goat versus Fish. Okay, Moon's Man, let's see. Let's see. Please, place the verses where you wish.
Let's just go, something like that.
Celebration!
Celebration.
Goat versus Fish, it's a tool. Goat versus Fish is a tool. Celebration for goat.
Mighty verses.
Mighty verses.
So there we can speak, right?
Ah, we can speak. Goat versus fish will have speakers and amplification. It's going to be whole verses.
Get a hand in, man.
There's the judge.
No, I'm okay. I don't even know what I'm doing, so I don't know how.
Fish offering help to goat. It's good. What if fish? Are you offering help to goat just to sabotage goat? Secret sabotage?
Just
versus-
unification.
So just a unification. We see.
This is that white piece I told you could make a big banner out of. Do whatever you want with it.
Wow. It's actually quite a familiar versus to goat versus fish. You can do whatever you want with it. You could be goat versus fish. Celebration. We'll do whatever we want with it. We'll make it say goat versus fish. We could cut it into 1,000,000 verses. Celebration.
I do have scissors.
So does goat versus fish. So does goat versus fish. Wow, Mom. So we have the link. Pass.
Yeah, I brought a bunch of
That van looks like a great sleeping location.
in case they need lights for the party light or for the party tent.
Goat and fish. Ah, look, the verses. The verses. Wow. Powerful verses. In the beginning there was goat versus fish, the goat fish. And goat versus fish said that you should come to WillyTown Fest. It's a fence. Don't mind that fence. We're getting back to the verses soon. We're getting back to the verses. Don't mind that. Don't mind that fence. It will be goat versus fish. It will be. Ooh, listen to that verses. Listen to this verses. Goat versus fish. Goat. Goat versus fish. Calling all goat and fish. Calling all goat and fish. For the verses, are you goat or are you fish? This is goat versus fish. This is goat versus fish. Killer stage. Head on down to WillyTown. Say head on down to WillyTown. If you're a goat and a fish and you like fine verses, head on down to WillyTown. Goat and a fish and you like mighty verses, head on down to WillyTown. See a boot of the goat on slapping that bass and Shrimpy Moe getting in your face and Ralph Mouthfish just banging on a drum while you're just dancing there humming and humming and humming and humming and humming and humming and head on down to WillyTown. Fence. Speak to me. Speak to me. Tell me if you're a goat or fish. Speak to me. Tell me if you're a goat or fish. Imagine all of this amplification soon at WillyTown Fest and on the streams of Glowstick Willy, all of this amplification will simultaneously be saying, goat versus fish. That's the power of goat versus fish. What happened to the oversized football thing that was trucked in the other verses? We don't know. We don't. Oh! Did you bring yours guitar? Of course! 80s rocker chick, yes, it is on the stage. The guitar of Goat vs. Fish is on the stage, ready for verses. Zeppelin Man says they did. Welcome back to the verses, Zeppelin Man. Welcome back. Enyo is Goat. Celebration, celebration. Cool FM radio voice.
I have a hand pump in my car.
Head on down to WillyTown. Head on down to WillyTown first. And the goat dragged its mighty horn across the land of goats, trenching. It's a verses of trenches. Goats got in the trenches and started versing fish. Preparation. Is Penske goat or fish? The breed love is busy reading. And look what we verses here. Look what we versus here. Come here with goat versus fish. What can we find around at WillyTown Fest? You can find Mobile's Family Cafe. It's a Mobile's Family Cafe where you can get all kinds of fence sandwiches and fence fries. And look, it's fire and ice. It's fire and ice. Which is goat, which is fish. Fire and ice, which is goat. Which is fish. Which is goat, which is fish. Fire and ice. Concessions. And we've got goat versus fish. Dolled up spuds. Might as well face it, are you goat or a fish? Celebration. We are live. Hello.
Hey.
Hey.
How's it going, buddies?
I am goat versus fish.
This is goat versus fish.
Are you goat or fish?
Oh, well, I'm definitely goat, man. I would think-
Celebration for goat! And what are you doing here at
WillyTown
Fest, goat?
You know, I'm ready to party.
Celebration!
Woo!
Celebration. So, goat, if you could describe yourself in 3 verses, what would they be?
Goat versus fish.
Goat versus fish! Epic verses! Please, take this. You deserve verses. You deserve verses, goat versus fish.
Oh, hell. I get another sticker. What?
Another verses!
I got one of these in the mail.
You get another. What is it you call yourself? We must know you. If you
Yeah,
wish
this
to
is
say.
Oh, yeah, of course, this is White Castle 10 right here, yo.
White's Castle 10! And you'll subscribe to that's tier 1 celebration for goat! What is it like to be in actual Twitch streams of goat versus fish?
You know, it's great, man. I mean, can't complain at all. I love you. You're great, man.
Goat versus fish loves back to you. Celebration for goat. We hope you find a fish to versus.
Oh, yeah.
Beware the lake of the fish. It's treacherous, filled with fish.
yeah.
Filled with fish.
Filled with fish. All types of fish.
All types of fish.
Piranha. No.
Let's hear your goat's best. Head on down to WillyTown pitch.
I don't know. To WillyTown. Won't you take me to WillyTown?
Won't you take me to WillyTown? Got to find a fish that's gonna versus me. Are you a goat or are you a fish? Celebration for goat! School of fish? Where? It's a school bus of fish. It's a school fish. Willie Ed, welcome to the Versus Celebration. Sotos with the celebration. And thank you for the subscription. Ainyo gifted the verses to Willie Ed. Gifted the verses. Ainyo with the gifted verses. Celebration for Ainyo the goat with the gifted verses. With the gifted verses, we like gifts. Let us gift to one another. It's the gift of goat versus fish. What could be more verses than the gift of goat versus fish? Celebration. Whirly Ed with the celebration. Sleepy beer man stew redeemed. Celebration for beer man sleep. Goat versus fish. Sneaky Preacher 1972 celebration. Sneaky's Preacher 72. Bear versus bird. Maybe that's a false versus. Still, it still is. Let's get some declarations in the chat. Chat, are you goat or fish? Let's hear you. Make some noise for the goat. Come on, chat. Let's hear it for goat. If you are goat, time for goat. Head on down to WillyTown. Head on down to WillyTown. Head on down to town. It's town. Head on down to town. It's town. Ow. Head on down to Goat versus Fish Town. Head on down to Goat versus Fish Town. Hype training has begun. Hype training has begun. Hype training has begun. Hype training has begun. Sneaky Preacher with the gifted verses. Let's look at the sea of the fish. Fish check. Fish check. Make some noise for the fish. Goat, you had your chance to make some noise. Let's make some noise for the fish. Fish check. Fish check. Fish check. Fish check. Fish check. Hype training command. Sneaky Preacher 1972 with gifted to Chef Boyar Dave. To Chef Boyar Dave, Sneaky Preacher 1972 with the gifted verses. Tungus G subscribed. Tungus G subscribed. Celebration 5 months of Tungus G and Sneaky Preacher 72. And the hype train is going, Let's get hype for WillyTown Fest. Let's get hype for WillyTown Fest. Let's get hype for the pre-verses of WillyTown Fest. Hype training level 2. Oh my verses. What does we've got Sneaky Preacher already a level 2 verses? Tungus G, yes. 3 subscription. Chef Boyar Dave, thank you, Sneaky Preacher. Go Goat. Celebration for Goat. Puffronaut celebration. Hype. We are in the hype training now. We're in the hype training. Goat versus Fish is preparing. For the guitar of Goat versus Fish. For the guitar hype training stylings of Goat versus Fish. 300 bits. We've got not your basic white chick with Goat for 300 bits. Goat for 300 bits. It's the WillyTown fence. It's becoming a versus. It's becoming a mighty versus. Hype training continues. You see what happened here. Trench versus. They're going to be laying the verses. They're going to lay the verses for connection. Here, beneath the land of the goat, there's a secret fence connecting this versus to this versus. You would never suspect, but this fence is no obstacle for Goat versus Fish. Wow, so agile, so nimble. Wow, Goat versus Fish, you really did it. Level 2 hype training. We've got not your basic white chick with the bits. Celebration on Fish. Dr. LeVay with 69. With 69 bits celebration. Ainyo, 100 for the hype unification. And we've got Whirly Ed with Glow Stick Willy. Fight it, Zeb. Don't let it grow on you. Fever Dog is like, no, don't let Goat versus Fish grow on you. No, don't. Please, as you wish. Do not hesitation.
Thank you.
Are you goat or fish? It was not ready to answer Goat versus Fish. And 1s, 2s, 3s, 4s, not your basic white chick. These weeks have been the best verses ever. It's the best verses ever of Goat versus Fish. It's the best verses. Goat versus Fish is the best verses. Goat versus Fish is the best verses. Celebration. 400 bits. Level 2 hype training continue. We've got 1 minuet and 23 second in the level 2 hype training. Let's see if we can do more. Let's see if we can level 3. Let's see if we can 3. Sneaky Preacher with the gifted tier 1 versus 2. Metal Mario. And Ainyo with the 100 bits to take us over the verses. And we are in hype training. Level 3. And Goat versus Fish approaches the stage. Carefully now, Goat versus Fish. We need to get the guitar of Goat versus Fish. Fish, would you be a fish and retrieve the guitar of Goat versus Fish? Celebration. Thank you, Fish. We are enlisting Fish to help retrieve the guitar of Goat versus Fish.
Those are pens. Go, you throw those on top of my blanket there. And you throw those on top of it.
Fish. As you can see, it's a big versus here. Lots of fences moving around.
Lots of verses.
Fish. Fish sneaking into the fence. We've got Not Your Basic White Chick with 100 bits. 3 minutes 44 in the hype training. Fence evasion, fence evasion. Fence evasion, more fences coming. Fences everywhere, fences everywhere. Helpful goat, helpful goat. Soon, the guitar of goat versus fish. Coming soon to a versus near you. Coming soon to goat versus fish. Hype training. Metals Mario with the celebration, but with a fence in between the goat and the fish. Metals Mario, are you goat or fish? Are you really fencing about? Are you really fencing about? Are you really fencing about? Oh my verses, this level 3 hype training must continue.
Yeah, this one's fucked up.
It must continue.
Still working? No.
It must continue.
I should have checked.
Well, we will sing to you. We will sing to you for a verses. While we wait for the guitar of goat versus fish, we shall sing in celebration to you.
Who's burning the stage? Gotta be he's up there.
Goat versus fish. 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 We are freeing the guitar of goat versus fish. We are freeing the guitar of goat versus fish. And we've got 100 bits. We've got 100 bits from Lemmy Winks 312 with 100 bits, keeping the hype training. 22% hype training. 22% hype training. 22% hype training. Excuse goat. And it's the... Pardon our verses. It's the guitar of goat versus fish. It's the guitar of goat versus fish. It's the guitar of goat versus fish. The guitar of goat versus fish. Celebration. Celebration for the guitar of goat versus fish. Celebration for the guitar of goat versus fish. It says goat versus fish. It says goat versus fish. It says goat versus fish. Okay, time for verses. Hype training, 30 seconds left. 30 seconds left. Please. 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 Hype training continuation, please. For Willy, do it for Willy Soundfest. Do it for goat versus fish. Oh, the hype's training. Oh no. The fences. The fences. The fences. Hype training completion. Hype training completion. Goat versus fish. Goat versus fish at WillyTown. Let's count down. Goat versus fish. Goat versus fish at WillyTown. It's time to count down. Goat versus fish brings the verses to thee. From the Festiverse verses of Glow Stick Willie. Just how exciting will the verses be? Well, you'll just have to see. Of the fish, the land of the goat, it's Stick Willie Glow. Head on down to WillyTown. If you're lost, come and be found at the verses of WillyTown with Master of Celebrations, Goat versus Fish. With Goat versus Fish for as long as you wish. Some say goat versus fish is a scam. Some say goat versus fish is a sham. Some say goat versus fish is just spam. What can I tell you? I am what I am. I'm goat versus fish for as long as you wish. Make some noise for the goat. Make some noise for the goat. Make some noise for the goat. Make some noise for the fish. Make some noise for the fish. Make some noise for the fish. The fish and fish versus the goat. It was written and it was wrote. It's Stick Willie Glow. It's the mighty festive verses of Glow Stick Willie. Some say that it's silly. Some say a goat is Billy. Down to WillyTown. We hear they're looking for volunteers. As for the hype training, we thank you for your cheers. To goat versus fish. Cheers for goats, cheers for fish, and cheers for the fence. Cheers for the fence. And for goat versus fish, for as long as you wish. Thank you for the amazing level 3 support of goat versus fish. The amazing level 3 support of goat versus fish. Goat versus fish, thanks you for the amazing level 3 support of goat versus fish. And we've got a poll. Far out fish, groovy goat, give fence. Unification Planet, hey, how's the verses, dude? The poll is live, the poll is live. Vote in the poll, vote in the poll. The poll is closed, it's 22 for goat, it's 14 for fish, it's anyone's verses. How's the verses, how's the verses? Who's going to take it? Will it be goat, will it be fish? It's goat versus fish, it's goat versus fish. Live from WillyTown Fest, from the pre-verses, we're counting down to WillyTown Fest. I'm a goat, celebration for goat, celebration for goat. Celebration for goat. It's TV, it's TV. It's something TV, it's something TV. It's something TV. We need more illumination. The versus returns. The poll ended. We got Sneaky Preacher spend something. And we've got Groovy Goat with the triumph. Stay here. Goat versus fish will return. Goat versus fish will return. We're going to turn up the brightness ever so slightly. Goat versus fish will return.